So known to his students as the Nostradamus of financial markets, we are joined from Belarus today by Vladimir Ribakov, who enjoys 12 years of trading experience trading stocks, commodities and foreign exchange. Apart from his own fund, he has traded for hedge funds and international brokerage houses, which have given him a lucid insight not into just financial markets, but in the industry at large. He has set up his online mentoring service that teaches the very skills that he has developed over these 12 years. So Vladimir, is there anything you can't do?
I can think.
Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
So you've had quite a long and illustrious career trading to date, 12 years. At the time of the interview, 2017. How and why did you actually get into trading in the first place?
By mistake.
Oh, wow. Okay. I did too, actually.
Yeah,
Tell me about yours.
Good things in our lives happen when you don't plan them, right?
It's very true.
Huh?
It's very true. The law of
Yeah.
unintended consequences.
Yeah, exactly. The good things, you don't really plan them and they happen to you when you're positive. I started when I was a teenager in MLM market, multi-level marketing. I was trying and everywhere around. It was mainly for communication companies and some herbal companies, blah, 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 which turned to be pyramid companies as we all know them.
Mm-hmm.
But on one of all these events I attended, one of my friends there invited me to come for a lecture about Forex. So as a teenager that is looking for the holy grail in this world, trying to prove his parents that there are alternative ways to make money, and just the classical way, we all know, I attended this event, the live seminar, and it was kind of love from the first contact, the first look at the eyes.
Wow, so love at first sight. You do believe in it after all then, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That happened with my wife, to be honest. Not on the first one, but maybe in the second one, but still it was pretty quick. And yeah, I do believe. And after that, I started to ask them how, where. They opened the course. I attended this course. I got the feeling I'm going to be a millionaire within few months.
Damn.
Which turned to be wrong.
Oh no, damn it. I bet you were gutted. But you know what?
Yeah.
A lot of people have done that, including myself.
And I asked him, how come? Your strategies look so obvious. How did I lose money? And, like every good, I would say, this lecturer turned to be, after many years, I know in the industry, he turned to be a scammer. He started to build up stories because he didn't follow this, because he didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm like a good dog. He said, yeah, you're right. And I was trying again, over and over, and failed. That kind of made me feel like, that's not for me. So I stopped for a while, but couldn't really stop, get my interest inside it. So I started to read books, started to watch online. Back then, online was not that popular like it is today. So it was very hard to find good materials.
Yeah, I can believe that. I can speak from my own experience. It's a veritable minefield, isn't it?
Yeah. It was almost impossible to find real quality. Nowadays, it's completely different story. So I was trying to stretch the information everywhere I could, get any piece of the puzzle and put it all together. Failed many times, too many times in a row. But then, on one of the other lectures I attended, the lecturer actually worked for one broker house company, and they were hiring people. And I came to him and I asked, maybe I can try. I said, yeah, why not? What's your degree? What's your BA? I said, I don't have any. I said, so how you're going to try? I said, because I have that big ambition. he was laughing and said, yeah, come, you know what, you have nothing to lose. Maybe they will invite you. So I came there. I was one of a few hundreds in all these events. They were asking us questions, some tests of mathematics and everything. And because I am good with numbers, I was one of the top there to finish this exam. They invited me. They say, listen, you are the kind of exception because the people here are qualified, and most of them are even overqualified for this position. And you have nothing in your hands. I mean, you are just a kid, 21 years old, without a degree still. And what the hell are you doing here? And I said, well, if you just give me the shot, I'm going to prove you that you can reach great records with ambition alone. And they seem to love what I said. They gave me the second chance. The second chance also was all about the mathematical questions. I passed it successfully and started to work there. And when I started to work there, that's where it hits me big time, because my job was dealing room. And in dealing room, you were in contact with clients. And I was talking to people, and let's say they were long euro dollar and failed. They were pound dollar and failed. I was talking to them, trying to figure out what's going on, why. And I found myself to be in the same direction. And then when it hits me and say, how can you make money when you are on the same direction like almost everyone? So you have to be in a different direction, or think out of the box, think different. And that's exactly when I started to make a deeper research about all that. That's how I came up with divergences, later on with convergences. And that's where I started to develop my own style.
Awesome. Okay. So that's really, you've had your own journey in that sense. And this is a real kind of like nuance of a lot of people who've fared well in the industry. I mean, the thing that separates a lot of successful traders from those, the 90% of people who typically give up and walk away, is dogged, raw tenacity and determination. And you've proven to the world that you have that. So you've developed your own style. I mean, tell me about this. You talk about divergences. Are these reversal divergences, or?
Divergence is basically a situation, just to make it very simple, a situation when the price action, the market, do not go hand by hand with the indicators. Indicators, that's anything that represent the mathematical thing happening behind the price. And when they don't really go together in the same direction, it means something is happening.
Diminishing strength, like for example RSI reversal divergence, where,
yeah, for example. Well,
okay.
Divergence, everyone thinks divergence is only for corrections and for reversals, which is somehow true. And on the other view, it's completely wrong, because every new trend starts from some point. And that very point, it could be the same place where divergence ended. Divergence could be at the end of a move, starting a new move, or divergence could appear at the end of correction, continuing the original move. Divergence is just a word, basically. Just a way to observe the market, to observe the price, trying to understand if what you see on the chart and together with what's happening behind the scenes, the mathematics of the numbers, right, of the money flow, if they really correspond and they really follow each other. And if not, that means something is going on and you have to be careful. And that's normally the places where no one is careful. And that's where they lose money. And that's where your chances to make money start to be very, very big. Together with that, I analyze cycles. Cycles basically...
Elliott waves, for example?
It could be called waves. Some call it Elliott waves, some call it Wolf waves, whatever it is. There are millions of names for that. The idea is to identify clear trends, patterns. If it's in double waves, in triple waves, in special format, in arranging waves with false breaks, Basically, I'm not going to talk about the rules now, but that's what it is. And these cycles, all their purpose is simple: give you the direction. Once you know your direction, everything else becomes simpler because you go on lower time frames. You are looking for the corrections followed with the divergence in the main direction you found, and you trade with it. And as long as you keep this principle, very logical principle, right? Join the big forces, the big time frame, the real forces of the market. As long as you keep that with a risk reward, there is no real reason on earth why would you would lose money.
Oh, sounds very logical. Sounds like time frame correlation, where you're using an agreement of multiple time frames. And certainly, from my personal experience, that is the winning ticket. Really, when you have an agreement on, say, the 4-hourly, daily, and weekly time frame, when you've got everyone singing from the same hymn sheet in terms of short, medium, and long-term traders, and trading those different horizons. But it sounds like a very logical and practical style, which you certainly entertain. And it's interesting that you tell me that, like many people, including myself, trading certainly wasn't as easy as we initially expected when we went to the first seminar and we had these dreams of like finding the Holy Grail. I'm still looking for it, by the way.
Me too.
So tell me, I mean, obviously, it's quite obvious that you, like many people, would have made mistakes along the way, rookie errors, if you like. So tell me about a specific time when you did fail in trading and what you did to overcome it. Is there a specific story or example you have in mind?
There are many times I failed. To be honest, on my journey. One of these times was when I lost money of my parents. They were saving for my university graduation, and I failed. I convinced them that I'm going to be successful in trading. They gave me this money. The beginning was really amazing, and they were even shocked. And right from that point, when I said, "Wow, you're really good," everything crashed. I lost their money. That was the kind of the bottom place in my life, in trading life. Because that's not just trading failure. That's also the responsibility you had to prove to people that believe you and love you. You can do that. You couldn't. You failed. And I was still very, very young, and that affects psychologically.
Sure. But you got up from that. You dusted yourself off. It's like the old Chumbawamba song, you get knocked down, but you get up again. And that's the difference between people that succeed and fail.
I always remember the great quote that says that the winners are not judged by how well they do things in good conditions, but how well they stand up after falling. And that was my situation exactly. And that very moment when everyone says you can't, you have to find this inner fire inside you to say, no, yeah, I still can.
Prove all your doubters wrong, huh?
I know. It sounds like easy or anything. No, it's not. It's completely not. You have to convince yourself, and that's a lot of job you do with your own, convincing yourself you still can do that, and kind of close your ears not to listen the noises around you, and still trying once again, and that's where the great comparison to kids. When we are kids, everyone is basically supporting us. No one tell us you can't. When you're trying to ride a bike and you fall, your parents tell you, sit again, try again, you will do it, right?
Yes.
Everyone pushes you. But when you are grown up, things are different, because everyone expects from you to be successful in everything you do right from the very beginning, especially in our world, when everything is instant. And it affects. And we have to remember, everything in life happens in steps. And the few first steps are to fail. And you never really become successful if you didn't fail before. and you know how painful it is.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what exactly you should not do on the other time.
Well, it's a very important lesson, failure, and I think it's absolutely necessary for people to not just become stronger in terms of their personality and character, but it's an important lesson in humility as well. But a lot of people, unfortunately, and I'm sure as an educator, you can probably resonate with this, that a lot of people do get into trading for the wrong reasons. I mean, their gap in expectations versus the reality it gives them is often vast. And certainly when I was new to financial markets trading, I was in that boat. I mean, do you find that still is the case with the maturing industry that it is?
It is the case, and the reality is that people will admit to that people enter to the market for very wrong reasons. People enter the market because of marketing reasons. Because on the marketing, everything looks so good. Enter, you trade, you open one lot, blah, 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 and you make money. You even don't risk money of your own because you have leverage and so on and so on and so on.
Bonus money. You know, yeah. these brokers in Cyprus, the binary options brokers are giving away all these bonuses, like thousands of pounds of pretend money.
Exactly, and people really believe in that. People ask me, Vlad, I got 20% bonus from this broker. I have to open an account here. So really? That's what buy you 20%, not your money that you will never even get a feeding? I mean, people are falling into the marketing after empty promises. That's the thing. And that's, of course, wrong. Because when I ask people why you come to the market, they say, I want to be trader. So you want to be trader or you want to leave your job and make alternative money? And it's always the second choice. I say, I want to quit my job, day job. So you don't want to be trader. you want an alternative income. So yeah. So, and who say this is the right place for you? Maybe you should be looking for the other alternative ways. Who say trading? Trading is a job. Trading is not magical passive income. You trade, you work. Like everything in life, you work. And this thing of passive income really, make everyone blind. Everyone believe in passive income. There is no such thing as passive income. For every kind of income, you work. Even if you rent properties, you still work. Because if someone calls, you have to go, you have to do this, you have to fix this. You always keep yourself busy. Same in trading. Trading is a job.
It's true.
Yeah. So if you want to switch your job into another job, maybe better, and that's trading, you are welcome. There are possibilities, but if you want alternative income and just quit your job, trading is not for you, my friend.
No.
If you want to do, that's the thing.
It's very dangerous.
You want to be trader or you want just to make money. And that's not the case. You can't come to the market just to make money. It's impossible. It's it's like I want to be boxer just to make money. No, you can't be boxer. One match and you are gone. That's all. Game over for you.
Well, it's a very common mistake people make. Actually, they'll give up their day jobs and completely spurn their careers, and then they'll open up a broker account with say $1,000 in it, and they'll say, right, I want to become a full-time trader now. Little do they know that to make 20% return on a year, which is a fantastic return, will only give them $200, which of course isn't guaranteed. That's not going to cover all the bills at all. So people who do want to eventually become a full-time trader, would you say the more responsible way of doing this would be just to trade end of day whilst keeping their day job?
Basically, those who have a full-time day job, they should not trade intraday.
I agree.
It's impossible. If you cannot, like everything, like every job, if you cannot dedicate yourself to that and give it the required focus, just don't do that. Yeah. You cannot be, engineer and not attending your office and still make your job done. Same in trading. If you want to trade, you have to be there. You have to check how your trade is developing. You have to, because the idea of set and forget, stop loss take profit, it's good, but it's not in reality. conditions change, you have to follow, you have to stay tuned, you have to understand what the market is doing, and for that, you have to be around. So for those who have full day job, there are two options. Neither don't trade intraday, just stick with the higher time frames because it requires much, much, much less attention. Or if your job is flexible enough, in our days, there is a great connection between NT4 and the computer to the phone. And everything happening on the computer, for example, could send you alerts for any system or whatever it is, and you can do that on your phone. So if your job is flexible enough and you can still dedicate the focus required, you can do that together, parallel. But if not, it's a waste of time to try.
I wholeheartedly agree with that one. I mean, I find certainly from my own experiences training up people that it's essential for people to maintain their day jobs if they're starting trading, because it removes the pressure and the anxiety of getting an outcome from the market. I mean, as you, I'm sure, can appreciate as well, I mean, no outcome is guaranteed ever, and profits aren't guaranteed ever. So when you're in a situation where profits aren't guaranteed, it makes sense to take advantage of a regular income from the day job, the wage, the salary, and any percentage gain you make on your trading is a fantastic bonus. But I know what your answer to this question is going to be, Vladimir, but I'm going to ask you anyway, all right? How do you feel about the argument, and we've been having this one in the forum recently, about successful traders? Would you say, are they made, or would you say they're born?
I was hoping you're not going to ask me this question. My view on that maybe is way different from what everyone else think, but my view is that it's actually both. Why? Because talented are born, and that's like everywhere. In football, if you are some players are just talented. Some players are well-educated players. They're not talented like Messi or Ronaldo or whatever it is. They're just good players. They learn the game, they develop the skills, they go to gym, they practice, they become good players, but they are not talented, they're not legends. Same in trading. Yes, most of the traders are made, but sometimes there are just born stars. I'm not talking about myself. I'm completely on the second place.
Well, you're definitely not talking about me, so that's fine.
So that's the thing here, and so, there are some. I was lucky to meet some guys that are just talented. They look at the charts. You really don't have to waste your time explaining them things. They just get it. That's amazing, but that's rare. Most of the traders are really made, which is great for everyone listening to this interview to know, because yes, that means you can also become a successful trader.
Well, true, and I think it's very empowering to hear this, and certainly from our own experiences. I mean, we've taught people from all walks of life, and we've often found that there's a disproportionate relationship with people who ultimately get it and what they do. Like, for example, we've found that sometimes, like even someone, say, for example, a waiter in a restaurant gets trading and is far more successful with it than the highly talented CEO of a company or a politician. And that's it's great, isn't it? I mean, it's a very level playing field in that respect.
I will tell you more than that. I had students who are professors of mathematics, of physics, and some other professions. They were not successful after many attempts. And I was wondering, how come? I mean, looking at charts, making analysis is so simple for you. And on the other hand, simple guys, one of them was a male guy that does deliver mail. He became a trader, one of my students. And I was shocked. It really hit me. How come? Really, professor of mathematics can't do that, and you can? I mean, so there are no rules who can, who can't. There is one rule actually, and you have to have enough of ambition and enough of self-belief in yourself and the ability to close your ears while everyone tell you you can't, you're wasting your time.
Well, it's very interesting that you also see it this way, certainly from the people you've mentored. But why do you think that is? Like people who are well established in their careers and by their own right are success. Do you think it's because they're egotistically invested, whereas people who might not necessarily be as egotistically invested, they just let go and are happy to accept the journey for what it is?
I think that's the case. Basically, successful football player cannot suddenly become successful basketball player. In order to become successful, you have to start from the very core. And a guy that was, as I said, male delivery, right? He comes without a real profession. He comes without real beliefs, principles, whatever it is in life. He does not come with his own opinion of the world. He comes open, pure, like a crystal. You have to polish him. He comes open to you, and you do like a plastilin. You do with that whatever you want. You build the structure, right?
Yeah,
if you try
absolutely.
to build a structure from a stone, it's much, much, much more harder. And that's the difference. And people, these professors, those who come with experience and everything, those are the hardest students, and almost never is possible to make them think different out of the box, because they're like stones. They're built. You cannot change the structure they have. And that's basically all.
I can understand that, and certainly this is something that I've found throughout my journey as a mentor, as well as someone who's trained alongside many other people from all sorts of different professions and backgrounds, from politicians to street cleaners. And but I mean, from your journey of self-discovery, I mean, what core attributes do you think contributed largely to your ultimate success as a trader? Would you put it down to your sheer determination and belief in yourself exclusively? Or do you think there are other things as well that are contributing to the mix?
The ability to think out of the box.
That's a great expression. Thinking outside of the box, huh?
Just think out of the box. Because there is a great saying that if you go with the crowd, the further place you can reach is exactly where the crowd will reach. But if you go against, there is no limit where you can reach. No one's going to stop you on your journey. And if you are one of many, you're going to stop exactly where everyone else is going to stop. Your journey is going to end there. So if you want to be successful, think different. And that means also in trading. And if everyone is buying support level because it's a good support, just think different. There is a good chance that it's not going to work. Otherwise, if it was so simple, everyone would be millionaire, right?
Very true. I mean, there's no such thing as a self-fulfilling prophecy in trading. I mean, it is called the market for a reason, right? There's always going to be the opposing view.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to think different. And I just want to make it clear. I don't say if you see support, don't buy, sell. No. I just say that the obvious things that are obvious for everyone, not necessarily correct.
Well, that's a very good point, and I'm glad you've brought that to our attention, because it is very counterintuitive, and a lot of people do think that, okay, if there's that perfect trade setup, it's bound to happen, and especially for those people who trade in the weekly time frame, if they've waited a long time for what they consider to be the perfect setup, and it bombs, loses the money, that could be very damaging. So it's important for people to realise that there is no such thing as a dead cert in the markets. But Vladimir, if you were to repeat your trading journey from, say, a complete novice, like you did, say, 12 years ago, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
Oh, probably stop wasting time of trying to find the holy grail strategy and trying to understand how the market works. Because let's say this way, when you become, let's say even when you drive a car, everyone can sit and drive a car. That's parallel to a strategy. Everyone can sit and drive a car. It's not you learn a bit and you do that. But what will make you very good, safe, conservative, professional driver is the way you know to find the risks, the dangers, the way you know to prevent potential dangers. When you see in advance some drives dangerous and could somehow affect you or the situations on the road. So same in trading. You have to understand how the market works. People open accounts, immediately have no clue what leverage is. People ask me, Vlad, what should I choose for leverage? 1 to 50 or 1 to 100? 1 to... seriously? You open account before you even know what a pip is, what a percentage risk is, what a leverage is, what margin is, what's a buy and sell, what a spread. I mean, seriously, just learn what the market is, who is against who, how it works, when it works. I mean, the really important things, those things that are going to save a lot of headache to you in the future. It's not only about buy, sell because you got an arrow.
Well, I think a lot of people need to take note to this. But I think it's a real truism that a lot of people, when they've been let loose after they've opened up their broker account, it's every broker, certainly a BBOT broker's wet dream. They've got lots of ill-informed people suddenly making trades and more trades and more trades. I'd always recommend to people, I mean, there's a book out there, you've probably come across it, called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Have you come across this title?
Yeah, definitely good one.
Yeah. And I mean, would it be fair to say that, I mean, trader psychology, looking into like mastering your own trader psychology into the market is far more important from the outset for any beginners than simply learning a boat full of strategies?
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is that people waste time after strategies. And this is a very big waste of time. And if you go to gym and you work out, but you do not eat clean and eat right and support your body with the food it requires, all your work at gym does not worth nothing. Complete zero. Same here. You trade just a strategy without understanding the market, without knowing the risk and what should you do in order to support yourself, avoid dangers around you. It's a waste of time. So the first, most important thing is to understand how the market works, the forces inside the market, and only then try to find a strategy.
Well, it's a great analogy, and I think the gym analogy with if you want to get fit and look pleasing to the eye in terms of muscle development, it makes sense to drink lots of protein shakes and eat healthily rather than eating junk food and saying, yes, great, I've gone to the gym so I can eat burgers and chips and more chips.
Yeah.
Okay, Vladimir, we appreciate your time and thank you so much for giving us your pearls of wisdom today. For further information for our listeners in terms of what you can offer and where they can find you, where can they do this?
My two main sites are VladimirRibakov.com. How surprising, eh? And the other site, there is, which is my club for signals and mentoring, that's VladimirForexSignals.com. That's my main two sites. From there, they have the gates for everything.
Fantastic. Well, I've had a look at your two websites and they both look very neat and self-explanatory. So for those of you who want to find out more, do go there. You won't be disappointed.
Thank you very much for that.
Vladimir, thank you so much for your time.
You too, and it was my pleasure to be here. I wish you all the best.